All right, so assuming that everything was set up correctly from your Huffman tutorial, we've now gone through and saved this as a template, and then we've saved it again for this specific project. So now let's just check to make sure that this is working properly. One thing that Huffman didn't address, as I recall, is you can actually preview what your final output's going to look like in the 3D viewport without rendering. And depending on how fast your computer is, it can either like take like 10 seconds maybe, or it can be pretty much instantaneous. So I'm on a kind of fast computer, so it'll go quick. But right, the normal is called viewport shading, and it's just this guy right here. You can look at the wireframe view here. You can look at this view, which is it's kind of weird. It doesn't actually drape light. But then we can also go to viewport shading, and this is the 3D view. So I can zoom around and you can see that this is kind of what our final thing is going to look like. But right now it's just a flat gray map. You can see that it has our borders in there. But how do we now drape in our image? Well, it's actually super easy. All you have to do is go add, and then texture, image texture. This is in your node setup. And to get, remember, if you don't see your nodes, it's because you probably have something else selected. Like if your camera's selected, you don't see any nodes for that. So you have to make sure that you've clicked on your plane either in the viewport or over in your collection viewer up here. So now that that's in, let's hit open in the image texture node. And let's pull in our quad right there. And this one we can leave in sRGB. And what we need to do is connect the color node to the base color. Ta-da! Look at that. Now it just pulls right in. What you might find is on your computer, things will work too slowly if you have the 3D viewport shading on. So you can always go back to the solid one, and now it should be really easy to move around because your computer's not trying to do any work to render it. So now we've got this the base map plugged into the base color, which is what we want. So basically what that's doing is it's just you have an image that has this exact same dimensions as this one. So like, okay, so you can see for the DEM that it's 2402 by 3043, and this one is different, but it's the exact same ratio, which is what matters. These don't have to be the same size, but they have to be the same aspect ratio. So that looks like we're all set here. This is plugged right in to our shader, and I left this with the same properties that Huffman suggested, I think. And that's it for this video. The next video, we're going to talk a little more about how to mess with our lighting.